All right, greetings, all my surplus chameleons. This is your girl, Kara Michelle. And I just wanted to do this video for you guys for a moment just to go over the tax foreclosure. I know a lot of you guys that are in the 60-day challenge, you guys are dabbling in the mortgage foreclosure, which is still good, but I want you guys to venture out and start looking at some of the tax foreclosures. And what we've suggested to you guys in previous Zoom calls, coaching calls, is to go fishing in your own backyard. Go get your local county list and start calling and skip tracing from those lists. You can always call the county. If you're not sure how to obtain that list online, you can surely call the clerk, the county clerk, the surplus excess funds department, and ask them for the list. They can most likely either walk you through on how to access the list, or they can mail you the list, or every county is different. So I'm not sure how they go about doing that. So try to jump in and do that, because the tax foreclosures are good leads as well. So I don't want you guys to miss out. If you need to reference to another video that I did that's on our YouTube channel, where I think it says how to search and skip trace leads. I'm not sure the name of that, but I do have a video that I actually walk you through the Dallas County website, um, and basically show you what you're looking for. And we will actually do another class on that, because I really want you guys to get familiar with these counties. Every county, like I said, is different. So the way that I navigate through Dallas County is not going to be the same for Kent County, or Galveston County, or Clark County, and Las Vegas, Nevada. So every county is different. I can only speak off of my experience doing the tax foreclosures for Dallas County. It is, you just put in the case number, and then I know what to look for when I get into the case. And so I'm not going to get into that in this video, but we will do another class so you guys can become very familiar with the tax foreclosures. Okay. So with that being said, I have some really great news to share with you guys. I actually just got word from the attorney today that one of my cases has been approved, and the judge granted that the funds be released, and there was no the 30 days was waived, so we do not have to wait 30 days for those funds to be available. It will be turned over to the attorney immediately. So I am excited, because I'm looking at my payout to be either this Friday or next week, early Monday or Tuesday. So I'm really excited. It's a lot to celebrate, because, all the hard work that my husband and I have put into this business, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the fallout, the I don't want to do this, or I give up, it's all paying off. So I want to share this story with you guys on this lead. And I'm going to show the house. I'm going to do a share screen, and I'm going to actually show you the property. And then I will show you the motion to release the funds that I received today from the attorney. But so you guys know, you can go to the county site, put in that case number, and you will see it there as well. But I'm just glad that my attorney, he is like on top of things as far as corresponding. Okay. So you guys should be able to see my screen here. This is the home, and I'm going to go ahead and share my testimony on it as I have the picture of the home up. This was actually in my backyard, not far from where I live. To be honest, I actually went to go see the claimant at his home, because I am a notary as well. So is my husband. So we needed to get some documents notarized, a wet ink signature. Like I said, every county is different. Every state is different. Texas in particular, they want a wet ink signature. DocuSign does not cut it all the time. So we had to go get a wet ink signature and go ahead and notarize the documents that were required to close this case out. So of course I went one morning to go get this done, but I'm going to start off from how I got this lead and how this was pretty easy, but it was heartwarming at the same time because I get really like, I get very compassionate for people, and to see them go through a situation, I want to do all that I can do for them. I want to help in any way that I can because I have to put myself in their shoes, and I don't know how it feels to be foreclosed on. I've never been through a situation like that, but I can only imagine, only imagine. So that is, that's the part where you guys have to be very open and loving, is being able to be in their shoes. So I am really good at logging on the computer every first Tuesday of the month. So for you guys that may not know, every first Tuesday of the month, Dallas County holds their auction. And so I actually log on and I actually watch the auction live. So I had already like went through the list to see what homes were going to be up for sale and whatnot. And so I kind of looked and studied a little bit. And I was looking at the amount of the judgments, meaning whatever they were behind on, like the amount that they were behind on taxes. So I looked at that and I looked in the area and I was like, okay, so I kind of had a feeling of what was going to be a third party bid and what was not, what was going to have a surplus and what was not, going to have a surplus. Don't even ask me. It's a method to the madness. I'll have to teach you guys that another day on how I do that. But I was watching and one of the homes had timed out and the bid had went up. And I was like, oh, there we go. So I started skip tracing. I know a lot of you guys like, well, you should have been skip tracing before, the winning bid. Well, I don't want to waste too much of my time because that is very time consuming. What if I'm skip tracing something that is not even a surplus? So I didn't want to waste my time. So time is of the essence when you're doing this business. Okay. You have to really utilize your time, right. So I started skip tracing. It was not really hard. And for those that do not know what software I use for skip tracing, I use free. FRR, FREE, free. I do not pay any kind of subscription. So, of course, I use truepeoplesearch.com. And that's truepeoplesearch.com for those that are listening and writing notes. Yay for you. That's what you should be doing. So I went to True People and I actually skip traced them, went through a couple of numbers, and then I found the number because why? His voicemail said his name. I was like, okay, this is the guy right here. So I left a message, and of course, you guys that are a part of our 60-day challenge or have been a part of our 30-day challenge or any course that I have provided, you kind of know what my famous script is. So I'm going to skip that part. I Okay, I'll give you this much. Okay, I'll give you just a snippet. I did say that his file came across my desk and I had been assigned to his case in regards to assisting him with claiming his surplus fund. Bam, there. Okay, write that down. I just gave you some free dripping sauce. You guys should be like throwing donations at me at this point, okay? Because I usually do not even charge hardly anything for a lot of the information I give, but we're going to talk about that. That's another video on how to be a cheerful giver. When you give, the multitude, it comes back. It comes back tenfold, but you have to believe. But we're going to talk about that in another video. Okay. So I left this message and I hadn't heard back from him yet, which is cool because you're going to leave messages, you guys. Okay. You're going to leave messages, and it may be 2, 3, 4, 5 a week, maybe a month until you hear back from the claimant. You have to understand what they're going through. So I just went on about my day. I have my spiral and I write everything down. I wrote the date, the time I called, and the number that the voicemail, popped up on, and all of that. And I think there was an email address as well. I wrote down his email address. because when you skip trace, it will show a possible email as well. So I wrote that down and everything, and I called a few other leads. And then from there, my daughter had a dentist appointment. So I was like, okay, well, I got to get on to the dentist appointment. And I was like, I hate that I'm going to miss the rest of the auction, but hey, you know. And so we go to the dentist, and I'm sitting there in the lobby area, and I let my daughter go back by herself. She's 14 years old. I don't need to go and hold her hand like she's 3, 4 years old, you know. So well, it was actually her and my son. They had a dentist appointment. So dad was back there, you know, making sure everything was good. And I get this phone call, and something told me to answer. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and answer this call, because I do call a lot from my personal cell phone. Sometimes I, forget to pick up the business line and call people, or my husband may be utilizing the business line. So I answered, and I was like, Loyalty Royalty Recovery, this is Karen. How can I help you? And he was like, hi, Karen. My name is John. You just gave me a call about my property out here and, in Dallas County. And I was returning your phone call. And I was like, oh, yes. I was like, hi, Mr. John. How are you today? And he was like, oh, I could be better. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And he was like, dealing with this, whole situation of losing the home. And, he's on Social Security, and, his leg was amputated like 3 years ago. So he's just, having a hard time, just dealing with this. And, his son is autistic, and, he's borderline autistic. And so, you know, he just had a lot on his plate. And so I was like, you know what, Mr. John, I don't have my notes in front of me to go over everything with you, but I did see that your property did sell. It did sell today. Matter of fact, today, this morning, at auction, and I wanted to go over some numbers with you and go over some information with you. I have been assigned your case to assist you. Let me let you know this right now, that you're probably going to be receiving a lot of phone calls from other companies. And he said, I have. He said, I have already. And he said, but the reason I reached out to you is because you texted me. Ding, 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 ding. I text him. Come on, y'all. Come on. We tell you guys this all the time. Make sure after you leave that long voicemail, well, not long, but that detailed message, that you're shooting them a text as well. Okay, shoot them a text. And I'm glad I did that. Why? Because he is a texter. Okay, does that make sense? He likes to text. This whole entire time, this whole waiting period of getting him paid out from his claim, we have been texting each other. We don't sit on the phone and talk. We shoot each other a text message. And if I need to get something over to him, like a message over to him immediately, I'll call, but he won't answer. But I'll leave a message, and then he'll like literally text me and say, hey, I got your message. Come on, y'all. It's just that simple. It really is that easy. Okay. And I really want you guys to get very comfortable with texting. It is okay to text. If you're not a texter, then get over it. You're going to start texting today. You're going to start texting now. Now that you're in the surplus business, you will get those fingers moving and going, and you will press send, and they will respond back. Okay. So let me get back to the story here. Okay. So he said, yeah, I already have about probably 10 voicemails that I'm sure there are people calling in regards to this, but I do not feel like calling all 10 of these people back. I said, and you don't have to feel obligated to do that. I said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jot your information. I said, do you have an email address? Now, I told you guys already, when I skip trace, it already gave me an email address, but I just wanted to confirm. So I said, do you have an email address? As soon as I get home, and I'm very transparent and nonchalant with my claimants. I was like, I'm at the dentist office with my kids. I had to run out and get their teeth cleaned, but I'm heading home as soon as I leave here. Is there any way when I get home, I can shoot you an email with the information and give you a call? He said, sure. So he gave me his email address. Of course, I picked up a piece of paper off the counter at the dentist office. I didn't have anything with me. And I wrote down his email address and everything, and and his number that he called me from. And I said, as soon as I get home, I'll get this information over to you. He said, okay. Yeah, in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm nervous, like, okay, he's gonna take another phone call. Like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and get home, you know? And so, long story short, I get home and I give him a ring and he answers and everything. And he was like, the new owners have already reached out and want to know when I'm going to, be gone. And I was like, okay, we're not going to stress about that. Is there anything you need right now? Is it anything? Because he told me his legs are amputated. That means he can't get around. So I was like, is there anything I can do? If you need me to run to the store, bring you some cases of water. If it's anything you need me to go run and do for you, just let me know. I'm here to help you beyond, recovering your funds for you. And so, anywho, he didn't, he was cool. He was like, no, I don't really need anything or whatnot. So I pretty much explained the process to him that we do charge 35% on the back end. And he was like, he thought about it for a minute and he was like, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable if we can do 30%. I'm cool with that. And I tell you guys, I always start at 35 because that gives you wiggle room to get down to 30%. I'm cool with 30%. So the 30% was fine. And give me 1 second. I want to pull up something for you guys. 1 second. Let me see. Okay. So he was comfortable at 30%, and that was fine. I was okay with proceeding on with that. I said, well, I'm sure that you're not going to be able to get to a notary to get documents signed. So since I am a notary, I will be happy to come and, get everything I need, a copy of your driver's license and get you to sign off on your documents. I'll be happy to go ahead and assist you with that. And he was like, that's cool. So he gave me his address, which he was still in the home. And I went over there, and this is the house right here, you guys. So it is a townhome. And it was a little bit in bad shape. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little bit in bad shape. Um, like you said, his son lived with him. And so when I got there, he actually um met me right there on the porch in his wheelchair. And of course, I greeted him with love. And I was like, how are you today? And he was like, I'm fine. He shared with me his days of working as I think it's a technical support IT or something like that for a company. And, pretty much when the pandemic came, that kind of got him, in a situation to where, you've been at your company for 30, 40 years, you're going to get replaced with someone younger and someone that they can pay cheap labor to. Okay. Because you probably done like maxed out all your like, you probably maxed out. So anyway, I'm not even go into that, but yeah, so that's how he got behind on his taxes, because you know, he was kind of forced to retire, and his social security wasn't enough to sustain, to take care of his taxes. So, excuse me, my battery is going low. Let me get my charger really quick. Y'all hang tight because I know y'all are writing notes. You should be writing notes. If you're not writing notes, you need to go get a notepad right now and pen because I'm getting ready to wrap this up with you guys. Let me go get my charger. All right, here we go. I feel like I should have some music going on back here tonight, but this evening, but I don't. Y'all give me a second so I can plug it on in. Do I have anywhere to plug this in at? Y'all, so I'm in the middle of rearranging our office. It is a madhouse back here. I'll do this number right here. It is a madhouse back here. But as you guys know, I'm getting ready to get our podcast back up and going. My husband has a podcast, a sports podcast, Fame Goat. And then I also have a podcast that I'm trying to get back up going again. And so, in order for that to happen, I have to rearrange the office, get the lighting set up, turn some things around, and yeah. So I'm in the middle of that right now. Anywho, okay. So let's get back to this really quick. So, I got all the documents signed and everything, and I got it over to the attorney. And luckily, since he was the only one, the only defendant in this case, the only name on the mortgage, the only name on the taxes, this was easy. This was easy compared to some of the ones I have worked. And I'm going to actually do another one, another tax foreclosure that just closed last week with 10 siblings. I'm going to go over that one with you guys. So definitely make sure you tune into that and take notes. Um, so I got all the documents signed and everything, got them over to the attorney. And like I said, this one went very quickly. Usually tax foreclosures take about, it could take up to like 120 days, or even probably even longer sometimes. It all depends because they have to make sure that those funds are registered with the court already after the auction. They have to have time for that surplus letter to get out to the claimant. And of course, if the claimant is already moved from the property, they're most likely not going to get the letter. That's why we're here. That's why we are calling these people because they're not getting this letter. Some may luck up and get it, some may not. So, anywho, the owner, they already come in and they're like, you got till this day and this time to get on out. He didn't have much time. And y'all, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to share something with you guys. A lot of these people do not know that it's a process to be evicted. When the new owners purchase the property and they take over, they still have to go file with the court the eviction. Okay. And that's a process, and that may take time for it to happen. But they scare these people and they use information against them that they don't know. And they use these scare tactics to get them to hurry up and get out of the property because they need to get in there, clean up, and get it all fixed up to put somebody in there to start making money, you know? And so that is like the battle. That's like the hardest part for these people is that they try these scare tactics on them. And they think that when these new owners come and say, you got to go, they think they really got to get up and go. And they don't. Like, seriously, they don't. They really don't have to get up and go. You can, like, some people will hold it down until the sheriffs come, you know? And it's a process. It's just time. It's just buying them time because you can't expect someone to find somewhere up and uplift themselves out of somewhere, especially when they're disabled, and to find somewhere to go like that. So I was worried about him. I really was. And I was talking to my back office and I was like, we got to move quickly on this one. I really need an attorney that can move fast on this. I cannot have an attorney that will drag their feet. You have some attorneys that move very slow. You have some that move at a wonderful speed. And so I was like, I need the attorney that moves at a wonderful speed. So I knew which attorney I wanted to go with. And long story short, I think he moved with a relative like in Bryan, Texas or something like that. So thank you, God, he had somewhere to go with his son. I was so happy, so happy. And he kept in contact with me. He emailed me the new address that he texted me, I'm sorry. He texted me the new address that he was at, and he kept in contact with me. And so I was like, thank you for doing that. So long story short, all the documents had got filed and everything, and I am getting ready to share with you. Cut that one out, and I'm gonna go to this right here. Here we go. So this is the order to disperse the excess proceeds for the registry of the court. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and reshare it because it didn't like when I did that. Okay, that's cool. All right. You gonna share? All right, thank you, Zoom. So this is the order to disperse excess proceeds from the registry of the court. This is pretty much all in a nutshell, basically explaining that the order was granted. And I'm going to go down here to the very important parts. Let me go back up. It doesn't want to cooperate with me. So basically right here where it says the motion to release excess funds filed by the city of Garland. And then it has the plaintiff by all through, and then has all the attorneys listed. Now, you guys know I had to black this out because I cannot put people's personal information out there. So everyone's name is blacked out, especially the attorney. I left the claimant's first name up there, and that's fine. But everything else I have to black out. I cannot share personal information like that. Okay. So it basically says in the motion to release the excess proceeds are hereby granted. Granted. So now I'm going to show you where my favorite verbiage is. It is further ordered, adjudged, and decreed that the 30-day waiting period is waived in the Dallas County District Court is hereby ordered to immediately disperse from the excess proceeds held in the registry of the court as follows. Of course, the city of Garland, they get their little cut, which is the taxes. They got their cut, they good. What the young kids say, they gooch, they're good. They got their money. And it says issuing a check for the remainder of the excess tax sale proceeds deposited into the registry of the court in this case. The amount being $131,945.31 payable to, of course, the attorney, held for in-person pickup by the attorney. So the attorney will most likely go pick that up. If they did not do that today, I'm sure it will be tomorrow. I'm cool. Everybody's cool. You cool. He cool. I'm cool. You cool. We all cool. Okay. So this was signed off on the 13th. So today is the 15th. Oh, I'm sure the attorney went to go pick that up today. Okay. Today or yesterday. Okay. So, okay. So this is signed by the judge. Y'all know I love to have fun. Okay. I love to keep it fun. That was signed by the judge. And so we're good to go. We are good to go, y'all. So yeah, so 35% of that. Let's do the math. Come on. We should always have a calculator at arm's reach when working this business. Always have a calculator so you kind of know what's going on, and you can kind of get a rough estimate of what your claimant is supposed to receive and what your cut is going to be and what the attorney's cut is. You always need to have a calculator right next to you. Okay. So anywho, that is my testimony on that claim right there. Like I said, it was pretty much easy. It really was. It was not that hard. We've been corresponding. As soon as I got word that everything was good, they needed him to be available for the Zoom, and he had to come in on mute and just show face on the 13th, on the day of court. And I, literally after I got word from our back office and everything, I went on and sent him a text and congratulated him and that everything was successful. And just to have that feeling, that feeling of helping somebody. And I thanked him. I thanked him for trusting me from day one. I thanked him for allowing me to assist him, and I thanked him through the whole process. I was like, thank you for allowing me to assist you. You could have went with anyone else. You could have not took my phone call. You could have not believed me, but you did. And I thank you, And the first thing I do whenever I reach out to him, I'm just, ask him how's he doing and how's his family doing. You have to go there, y'all. Y'all have to be very loving to these people. You really do. Your love may be the only love that they feel. You know? Can I say that again? Your love may be the only love that they feel. So just go that extra mile, you know, and y'all change your heart. Change your heart. If you're not one of those type of people who are like, I just want to keep a business. This is a business. This is a business. Yeah, it is a business. But I just gave y'all the sauce on how to be successful in this business. So if you don't want to take that sauce and learn from it and use it, then I don't know how much this is going to pan out for you. You have to have a loving heart. So just ask the Most High to change your heart, because you're doing this to be a help to someone. You really are. So that is my testimony. Like I said, I'm going to share another testimony with you guys in regards to the tax foreclosure that I just closed out last week for a family of 10 siblings. OMG. And I'm actually getting ready to do a Zoom call with one of the siblings, and he's going to give his personal testimony from the day that I called all the way up to getting this case closed out. It's going to be very hilarious, because you're talking about 10 different personalities. And out of those 10 personalities, I spoke to probably about 6 of them. And two of the older sisters wanted to beat me up. They did not like me. I don't know what it was. I don't. How do you not like me? But okay, we're gonna save that for another day. But how do you not like me? So it's funny. I'm gonna let him share the story, and he's really thankful. He is really thankful, and he appreciates me, hanging on in there and getting this taken care of for them. So I'm gonna let him share that story from that that tax foreclosure. All right, you guys, this is it for the video. I just wanted to share this with you. For all of you guys that are a part of the 60-day challenge, I'm excited. We have a actual Zoom call tonight. Every Wednesday night, we will have a Zoom call at 8 p.m. So if you are a part of the 60-day challenge, make sure that you click the Zoom link that is sent to your email so you can hop on. That came with your 60-day challenge. For those that are not a part of the 60-day challenge but would like to sit into the coaching and Q&A session, all we ask is just for a small donation to donate to be a part, so you can ask your questions too. And this is open to you every week. So that's 7 sessions. This ends on January the 6th. That's 7 sessions for your donation to access, to ask questions, to get, to learn, to get some information on how to operate in this surplus business. So take advantage of it, okay? Because we are, a new year is coming and new goals and new places and new levels. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for being a part of the Surplus Chameleon family. Leave a comment below this video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you guys soon. Peace and love.